My favorite shit to talk about, man. Observation versus paying attention. Cause like your life is an accumulation of what you've experienced and what you've observed. And that's where you can actually develop wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Because wisdom is not intelligence. You feel me? Like, wisdom is what you do with what you know. You know what I'm saying? A wise motherfucker would be the individual that tells you exactly what you need to hear at the moment that you need to hear it. All that is a motherfucker using his intelligence in a way that's actually going to do something for somebody. It's like, you know, what you do with what you know. That's wisdom. You digging what I'm saying? So, like, we already know that part. But when it comes to paying attention and observing it don't cost nothing. Observing is free. You can walk outside and observe for the rest of the day and gain so much. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to go outside and you want to pay attention to the birds, right? You're literally, you're chiseling down your observation, your tunnel vision, and then you're honing in on birds. And because you hone in on birds, you may not see the cars that's riding by you. You may not see the advertisements, the billboards. You may not see the caterpillars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when you pay attention, what you're basically doing is you're turning art into positives and negatives. That's what paying attention is. You know, the positive space within a art form. Are you looking at a vase, or are you looking at a man's woman and a woman's a man's face and a woman's face? Are you paying attention to the old lady or to the young woman within that same picture? Observing is what'll help you to look at the whole picture and then be able to decipher what people are seeing versus what you are seeing versus what's being shown in front of you, right? So, because I'm a decent observer, I never had to study in school. I never had to study for any tests. I didn't pay attention to anything that I didn't want to pay attention to. So I may have had, I didn't have ADD. I was never diagnosed with any of those issues or whatever. But then again, in the black community, we don't really rely too much on doctors unless we're plagued with shit like high blood sugar. You know what I mean? Not too many black children are on medication, so I thank God for that. So anyways, I didn't pay much attention to shit in school, but I observed enough to the point that I never had to do any extra paying attention. When you go home and you study, that's literally a form of paying attention. You know what I'm saying? You want to study on your order of operations, your scientific methods, or the different versions of clouds that we have, sedimentary rocks, whatever. We pay attention to one thing because that's what's going to be on the test, right? But if you're decent at observing, you don't ever have to study. And because I never had to study, I'm basically always ready. I'm always ready to freestyle. I'm always ready to, pounce on a woman. I'm always ready to diffuse a conflict. I'm always ready to negotiate. I'm always ready for a job interview. I'm always ready for a fist fight. I'm always ready to go fishing. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm not ready for it, what I will do is I'll observe the whole action. If I wanted to learn how to go fishing, right, I could pay attention to either the fishing rods, the fish, the type of body of water in which I'm going into. I could pay attention to, how long it's going to take me to get to the spot. I could be like, okay, well, what time of day would I want to go out there to catch these fish? The only reason why I can break that down so easily and so simply is because I've observed enough to know that fish are living beings, just like we are. So we have certain ecosystems, we have certain patterns, we have certain likes, we have certain dislikes, there's certain pheromones that attract us, things like that. Once you can, observe things on a cosmic level, you can bring it down to conquer anything in your circumference. I was about to say anything in front of you, but you know, what's in front of you and what's ahead of you are two different things. What's behind you and what's beneath you are two different things. What's above you and what's on top of you are two different things. So we have to, well, not have to, but what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and slice that into a few little pieces, so we can all see that it's not just what's in front of you, it's your complete circumference. It's your complete 360. And then even on top of that 360, we also have 360 degrees that shit can wobble, tumble, turn, or whatever. So it's even more than 360 angles of existence. Because of that, everybody has their own unique existence. We don't share that shit. Yo, yo.
What it do, Will? How you doing, man?
Can't call it, might spoil it. So, because of that, because of the stars that we were born under, because of the environments we were born under, because of what phase the moon was at when we was born, depending on what house the moon was in, depending on which house Jupiter was in, they all create different mathematical equations of who we are. All of that shit matters. So nobody in this world is going to share the same experiences. That's a great thing, because we can learn from each other. If I had a tribe of 1,000 individuals that all thought the same as me, that all felt the same as me, that all acted the same way as me, what kind of change could we actually accomplish? What type of evolution can we actually accomplish if it's just me? So using diversity, actually having a palette, is what creates art that actually lasts. Some people just don't like black and white art. Other people love that shit. Now, I can't fault somebody for their taste in art, because their experience, their totality of their being is different than mine. And I come to that conclusion by observing the totality of the human collective. Then, what I do after my observation is I can really easily, simply, and without a lot of effort and energy, I can pay attention to where this person is having their perspective from, their viewpoint. And that makes a better environment for all of us. So, yeah, observation is free, especially if whatever you're observing interests you. And what you're observing is yourself. If you're not interested in yourself, then that says a lot. That says you're not interested in who you are. You're not interested in the collective community. You're just not interested. But once you kind of like, break the illusions and you feel out and you understand that self is just an illusion, then you can just move a whole lot more blissfully, if that's what you want to do. If you want to move with destruction and you want to just destroy everything in your path, the best way that you can destroy shit is by understanding what makes something tick. If you destroy something that's immovable and can't be destroyed, then you're going to destroy yourself trying to destroy that shit. You know what I'm saying? So as a destroyer, you also got to do your research. You have to understand what it is that you want to kill. And if you don't understand what it is that you want to kill, then the fuck are you really killing? If you don't understand it, then you probably driven by fear. I'm cool.